Hi, I'm Michael Harrell. I'm a retired carpenter from Miami, Florida. First, I'd like to say thank you to Mary Rodwell and Ray Hernandez at Free for giving me this gift of a place to share my voice and be heard. I'm acting head of the Free Disclosure Project, my contact with non-human intelligent beings. This is disclosure, and this is a gift to me. In my life, I've had contact and ongoing relationships with human and non-human intelligence and interdimensional beings. In the 1970s, I met 4 enlightened men face to face. I became a follower of one of these men and did Raja Yoga many years, and I have done around 6,500 hours of Kriya meditation. After 15 years of this deep meditating stuff and living my life, in 1990 I ended up with a midlife crisis. So I went from being a high spiritual being into the dark night of the soul in one day. My big spiritual footprint was useless. Emotionally shot and spent, I began to do the work. With much help from my friends, I learned how to heal my emotions and developed a workshop called Language Lessons of the Heart. One result of this work over time was I began to have visits from what I call the parental parts of God. God the Father, God the Mother, the heart of creation, and the Father of manifestation, and that is to say form. I've had many, many interactions with these beings. Most would call God, but I see them as equals. All spiritual beings are equal to us. Okay, then by 1995, this hurricane thing of healing and transformation and dark night of the soul, all that stuff kind of came to an end, and I returned to a normal, simple life. And I took a break from all spiritual things and all these kind of things for like 20 years. Still, by then I had recovered all my memories of all my lifetimes, and my memory goes back to watching this earth cool down, and before that to the creation of this quarter of the universe. Plus, I have felt all the pain of every human being living today. I still feel this. In 2012, I started seeing marks on my leg from the small grays. This made me angry and woke me up from my being normal slumber. And the next time I was on a craft, I fought them back. It was funny and exhilarating. I may add, I have behaved themselves to this day. That same year, I made friends with a man who was friends with the Sasquatch people. He could mind speak to them, and they would mind speak back to him. And I was impressed, so I thought to myself, I'll go out and start saying hi to the Sasquatch people. Hi, Sasquatch people. And in December of 2012, the two Sasquatch and 2 American Indian elders, shamans, came and got me out of my sleep in a dream time and had me sit out there in the west somewhere, had me sit and talk to a rock. And this grandfather rock had a lot to say about water and rock make life. I have a 1-hour video of this non-human intelligent being talking to me. It lasted for weeks with telepathic messages and follow-ups and feelings. I started to feel around this time, the Sasquatch people were around me all the time, and then they still are. I still feel them every day. In early 2015, I was taken on a craft by some human-type beings. I don't know what race they were from. And I was put on this stage, and there was an audience on a stage, and I was put on the stage and I was told to give my report. Report? Yeah, report. And they wanted to know, how did humans get so wounded and confused, and how to heal them. So, me on stage and a dozen or so beings in the audience, I began to tell them the history of humanity on the emotional level. I started with the parental parts of God and worked down to the present time. This took about 5 hours on stage, and after 3 hours I needed a break, and they sent me back. So I went outside for a smoke, then back into my bed and back onto the craft for 2 more hours. I remember all this in real time, but the implications of it echo with me to this day. In 2016, I was prompted to post my understandings and the process for healing and evolving an emotional body with 32 videos that are now up on Language Lessons of the Heart series. In May of 2016, while watching a Sasquatch video on filling your heart with light, and me thinking, I could never do that, in that instant, I felt a huge hand gently and quickly reach into my chest and actually touch my heart. I knew instantly from years of doing meditation what was happening. As I was being breathed and as the energy of bliss filled my heart, this was a Sasquatch elder, a Sasquatch enlightened being who was giving me life force energy and bliss, just like my human spiritual master had done. I still feel this energy and life force in my chest, and that let me know that the Sasquatch elders are as enlightened or more enlightened than the greatest gurus and the great enlightened human beings. Sasquatch people are with me every time and all the time in what they call no space. That is to say, connected with no separation. Okay, then two things happened in the last quarter of 2016. I was asking for help, can I have some help with this video? And my deceased friend Jan Weiss, she's my guide from the other side. Her face flashed in front of me, and in spirit form, and all together these two mountains as beings, like the mountain man or a mountain God or whatever you want to call it, they came inside of me. And they were followed by the parental parts of the four-legged beings on earth. So if you can imagine the parental parts of all the horses and things with it, they came inside of me, led by the elephants. Then several groups of Aboriginal Australians and American Indian elders came inside me in spirit form. Then the oversouls of the whale people and the dolphin came inside me. They're very high people. Whole pods of them, followed close behind by, believe it or not, a living Zen Buddhist monk and 12 or so of his followers. And they were followed by what I saw as the ETs, who were having a battle or a military operation in space. And the whole division stopped and looked at me, and the whole division came to me and came inside of me. All of them just filed in. Then to top it off, 2 or 3 planet beings, like Mother Earth is a planet, is a being, or a goddess. These planet beings came inside of me. They're very big, very politely and with kindness. And then next was followed by several star people. So stars as beings, the being of a star. They followed. And in the end, it was a whole galaxy, the whole Milky Way galaxy, with all the beings that were in the Milky Way galaxy, all fitted comfortably, more or less, inside of me. Of course, I was laying down by this point. That was a lot, kind of overwhelming. Okay, then the second important thing in my life that happened was in 2016. Was while listening to one of Mary Rodwell's videos about starseeds coming to Earth with a task and a mission. It hit me that I was a starseed, and my mission was to find out how humans became wounded and how to fix them. All right, in conclusion, I must say that we are all interdimensional beings, and contact with non-human intelligent beings is our natural state, no matter what the world may say. Thank you.